Good evening, Samuel Green. My name's Cameron Peters. I'm a social worker here at this agency. I've been working here for about a few years, and I'm going to be your social worker for the rest of your school semester. So if you would, you can take a seat and make yourself comfortable, okay?
It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. So how are you doing today, Samuel?
I'm alright. I could be a lot better.
Sorry to hear that. Before we get started, do you have any preferred nicknames, any preferred pronouns that you have?
You can just call me Sam, and he, him is fine.
All right, and before we get started, I'm going to have you sign a waiver basically saying that if you threaten to harm yourself or harm others, I am a mandated reporter and I'm going to have to report you just for the safety and health of others and you. All right, so if other than that, anything said between me and you is kept completely confidential. It does not leave this room. So, other than that, if you agree to those terms, if you would please sign this waiver for me, okay? All right, thank you so much. So what brings you in today, Samuel?
So recently my parents are going through a divorce, and that's had a hard mental and physical toll on me.
Oh, do you wish to elaborate more on that?
Yeah, so about a month ago, my mom cheated on my dad with a coworker, and ever since then, our house has just been like a war zone, and it's been hard to sleep, and my schoolwork has been lacking as well.
Oh, it seems like you've had a really, really rough month, Samuel. If you mind me asking, have you had any support through this, like friends?
I don't really want to talk about my friends. They haven't really been helpful through this.
All right. And I also would like to mention, you have been referred to me from your school guidance counselor about some of the changes that you've been having in school. Would you like to tell me about what's been happening in school?
Yeah, so I used to have really good grades, and I was in the National Honor Society,
All right.
but recently my grades haven't been great, and I got caught sleeping in class about 2 weeks ago. And when that happened, I got sent to the principals and given detention. And because of that detention, I got kicked out of National Honor Society, and I lost my NHS scholarship. So ever since then, I mean, it just feels like there's no point in keeping up with my schoolwork. And I did have all A's, but now I have mostly C's. And since I lost my scholarship, it just doesn't feel worth it to put more work in.
I hear what you're saying, Sam. So, I'd like to ask you, so you slept in class. Has your sleep schedule been affected by the parents' divorce? I'm taking it.
Yeah, I don't really sleep most nights. Some nights I don't sleep at all, but a lot of nights I get maybe 3 to 5 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like it's just been hard.
Oh. Have you been trying any like coping habits to sleep, like maybe listening to like music, or
Yeah,
reading books?
I've been listening to a lot of music,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. I feel like it helps me sleep, and I don't know. I've been doing some other things to help too.
Oh, what kind of other things, Sam?
You won't tell my parents?
I told you that whatever is said between me and you stays between me and you, unless if it's a serious health risk to you or others. You can tell me anything.
Okay, well, recently I started smoking weed, and it's helped me relax and it's made it a little bit easier to go to sleep at night.
Alright, I would just like to advise you that there are bad effects of smoking weed, but there's also good effects. So, with smoking weed, you can develop bad respiratory health, bad cardiovascular health, and it can maybe make you unmotivated, kind of like groggy and, mopey. But like you said, you're really stressed right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I take it that you're smoking weed to relieve some of the stress and to help you sleep. So those are good reasons to smoke weed, but I do advise you to do it safely. Okay.
All right.
All right. Now, all right, so with your grades, do you feel like because you're smoking weed, there's been a decline in your grades because you have been feeling unmotivated to do them?
Yeah, I feel like that could be a factor.
And like you said, do your parents know that you're smoking weed?
No, they don't really pay attention to anything I do.
Mm. How's that make you feel, Sam?
It makes me feel like they don't really care about me, or like they don't think the things I'm doing are important, and I just wish they would notice me more because I'm lonely.
Well, I hope you know there are people that care about you because you wouldn't have been recommended or referred to me if someone did not care about you, like your guidance counselor. But have you ever thought about talking to your parents about what's been going on with you?
Yeah, I've thought about it, and I wish I could talk to them. I think it would help, and I think it would, I don't know, just improve like the future of that relationship I have with them.
All right. So do you think that if you were to have this conversation with your parents, that it would better your sleep schedule, your grades, and maybe help you form more of a relationship with them? Because, as you said before, it didn't always used to be like this. Am I correct?
Yeah, and I feel like that's just what's been missing. I haven't been talking to them as much, and I think it would be pretty helpful.
How was the relationship with your parents? How did that used to be?
It used to be good. We used to spend a lot of time together. We would go out to eat. We would go on a vacation every year. But recently, it just seems like they don't even notice me when I'm at the house. Like they just seem preoccupied, and they don't seem like they care about me.
All right, I hear you. So, do you think that having your parents come in to our next session to talk about these problems that you're having, like with the divorce, we don't have to tell them everything that you're telling me right now, but just some of the key points that have been bothering you? Do you think that'll be most beneficial to you?
Yeah, I think that would be nice.
All right, so and during our next session next week, um, I'm gonna invite your parents, or you're gonna bring your parents to come over, and we're all gonna talk. And that would be a great opportunity for you to voice how you really feel and how this divorce has been affecting you. Okay?
Yeah, I would like that.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna recap on what we talked about today. So basically, um, you were referred to me because you have been having sudden changes in school, grade drops, sleeping in class, not which is not in the norms for you. You're usually a A student, and now you're getting C's. You were has been brought to my attention, but why your grades have been declining and how and why you haven't been sleeping is because of the divorce of your parents, and you feel like no one really understands that. Am I right?
Yeah.
All right. So also, you've been smoking weed to cope with this, and also to try and help you sleep more. And you don't really like smoking weed, but you feel like you have to do it to forget about your problems, and also maybe get your parents to pay attention to you or like notice because they're not even aware that you smoke weed. Am I correct?
Yeah.
All right.
I just wish they'd notice anything I did.
So, and you also, what we talked about, you think it would be most beneficial for them to come into our next session to talk about the divorce, talk about these problems, right? And you're open to do that, and that's okay?
Yeah, I think that would be helpful.
Okay. All right, Sam, we're gonna set some goals for you. I would like to help you in this. So what I would recommend, or what I could do, I could look into some support groups that has teens that are also going through the same thing as you, teens that are going through a divorce with their parents. And I feel like that would be good for you to make friends and bond with them, because you didn't really want to talk about your friends before.
Yeah.
So that would be a great opportunity for you to connect with people and find some relatability in people. I also feel like you would just that would ease a lot of your stress.
Mhm.
Is that right? Okay. So what I can also do for you, since you were upset about losing your National Honor Society scholarship, I can look into other scholarships that you fit the criteria for. Okay.
Okay.
And because I feel like you fit a lot of that criteria. Okay. And so that's what I'm gonna look into. And if you need help filling out any of those applications, that's what I will get you the resources that you need. Okay.
Thank you. That's very helpful.
Yes. Okay. So we're gonna set some goals now.
Okay.
So by the time we meet next week, I'm gonna have to I will look into all of these programs that will be available to you with support groups. I'm gonna find you a group that best fits your needs with finding teens that are going through a divorce with their parents, just so you can just maybe feel more comfortable, ease some of that stress that you're having. And I'm also gonna look into some scholarships that you fit the criteria for, since you agreed upon that. I also think that would motivate you with your grades and help you keep up the good ones. Okay.
Mhm.
So those are the goals that I will have done for next week. And we have also discussed that your parents will be coming in next week to talk about the problems that you have been having with the divorce. We don't have to talk about the weed. But we can talk about how it's been like affecting you at school, how it's been affecting your mental, physical health. Okay. All right. And you're open to that as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that would be it.
All right. All right, Sam. That about sums up our session today. So I'm gonna meet you here, same time, next week in the same room, okay, with your parents. So what we're gonna do, you're gonna walk out those doors right there, and there's gonna be a front desk. The secretary's gonna be there. You're going to make an appointment with me for next week. Upon that, here's my business card. It has my name, information, and my business email, my business number. If you have any questions or concerns upon our meeting next week, or if you have any questions about our session today. So if you do have any, just feel free to call me, just feel free to email me. I'm always going to be available, and I will always answer your questions or concerns. All right? All right, it was a pleasure meeting you,
It's nice to
Samuel.
meet you.
All right, you
Have
have
a
a
good
great
day.
day.